Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Travel Shorts and welcome to Kynren. I have been invited today to an exclusive preview of Kynren and the Storied Lands. This isn't just the famous Kynren night show that's been running for about 10 years. It's a brand new live action show park that runs throughout the afternoon, culminating in that Kynren night show at the end of the evening. I'm here all afternoon. I've just arrived now at 2:30. There's about 6 shows I'm going to see throughout the afternoon. I'm then going to take part in the Time Traveller's Feast, which is an interactive meal based around Viking cuisine, Henry VIII's cuisine, and even Victorian cuisine. I'm really looking forward to that. And just like last year, I was here last year, we go into that big stadium behind me there, where the evening culminates in an epic production with up to 1,000 actors on a stage of 7.5 acres in size, fireworks, animals, actors. Really looking forward to it, really looking forward to the day. And of course, as this is a media preview event, I haven't paid to be here, so I would like to thank Kynren for inviting me along to today. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. Let's have a quick look around here before we actually go into our first show, which is starting at 3:30, which is called, I've got my list of everything today, The Trusty Steed, which is a spectacular medieval adventure featuring magnificent horses, daring stunts, and extraordinary horsemanship. So if you've never experienced a live action show park before, I'm going to kind of say it's a bit like Peu de Foy in France, if you're ever aware of that particular theme park out there. But anyway, let's continue touring around. Let's see what's here. So on the left-hand side here, as I said, this is the main stadium for this evening. That's where the main performance is. All these are the seats going all the way along there. Here we've got some bathrooms to the right, over there. So I seem to remember that hut over there is going to become an ice cream stand and places you can buy drinks. Same over there. Let's continue walking this way and we get to the food court just a little bit further up here. This is the food court. Let's take a quick look at the menu and see what they're serving. Here's the food court, standard fare. I think a lot of this was here last year as well. So we've got chicken tikka masala with rice, kormas, hot dogs, burgers, soup, chips, and some cakes. I'm not going to be getting anything from there today. I did have my lunch just before I arrived. And like I said, I will be attending the Time Traveller's Feast later this evening. And I don't want to spoil my appetite for that. Just looking at the sign there on the wall of the main stadium building, maybe this is also where some of the shows are going to be today as well. So it's not just the final stadium for the show this evening. But that did say the Trusty Steed, and that is the show that I will be seeing in about 30 minutes time. And look at that, I've even got myself a media pass, making myself look all official. All the different areas here are actually closed off at the moment, so they will be opening throughout the day, ready to go in and watch the shows. I remember the Land of the Vikings from last year as well, so that opened up later in the evening before the main event. There wasn't all these separate areas here last year, it was just the main event, which is the Kynren show. But walking around that last year, you had blacksmiths, you had local life back when the Vikings came to the UK. Along the wall here by the side of me as well, it is going through the history of England. I'm going to say it's the history of England, not the history of the UK, because Kynren is known as the epic tale of England. And being Welsh, should be the UK and expand just a little bit more out of England. So you got Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland as well. But that's just my opinion. It looks like people have started to queue up already to go into the Trusty Steed show, which is starting in about 20 minutes. So I think I'm going to join the line as well to try and get a good seat. I am right in the front row. See all the other seats behind me here. I think because this is a media preview event as well, it's not going to be too many people here today. When I did come a year ago for the evening show, the whole of the stand was full. But look at that. Pretty empty at the moment. So I think they're also using this media preview event as rehearsals as well, ready for all the live shows starting next week.
I am Alavanica as the CEO, and I cannot tell you how proud I am. I'm very emotional, so excuse me. 10 years ago, this crazy adventure has started with Solid Kynren. And you're all very worried about having enough volunteers, enough of our artists to come along on this crazy journey and to try and make a difference. And make a difference for themselves, but also for the whole area, and maybe even the whole Northeast. But again, in so many numbers that we can say that we are the biggest single volunteer organization in the whole of England. Now our trusting all the passion, all the spirit, and all the commitment you could never pay for this. They're just absolutely amazing. Now, when we set out to want to go to the destination that is open every day, the one thing that we all were very clear about, we wanted to bring that passion and that spirit to this very time in Wrexham as well. And I can honestly say the journey was difficult. If you want to think about ever building a theme park in the northeast of England, maybe you should think again. But here we are. We were opening with 5 new shows, and the teams that have been building it, creating it, designing it, and now performing it for you have been so incredible, and they put so much effort in, so many hours, I can't even tell you. I am so pleased to be standing here and opening this park with you today. Please enjoy your afternoon. It is a whistle stop through the park, so you just need to follow us really swiftly to the next show after this one. This is the show called The Trusty Steed.
Good morning. Was the market a good one? You are coming back from the market, aren't you? Please, have you seen Father? He left early this morning with our cabbage harvest. He was with our new farm horse. You've seen him, haven't you?
Well now, their new farm horse. What a joke. It's a wild beast, completely untamable. Even the best knights couldn't make that horse behave. And believe me, we tried.
What happened? Where is my father?
If I am here, it is because I chose it.
Chose?
The day had begun well. The market was good. The sales were fruitful. Then I gambled with the Baron's sons. Deceitful men, cunning. They cheated. They stripped me of everything, without honor. I tried to defend myself, but their power is too great. They called their guards, and I lost everything. More than I even owned.
It's unjust. You can do anything.
I must repay my debt. I chose to serve the Baron and endure the shame of being displayed in this cage for all to see.
You want that to be my hope? I'm starting to think they are right. You are mad, just like your horse.
Perhaps, but in your hands, under your care, this horse can achieve great things.
Father, no, don't leave me.
Listen to me. Promise me to believe in this horse as I believe in you. You too are my only hope now.
Together, from this day forward. Anywhere there are people, anywhere I can earn a living.
With that,
With him, he's all I have left of my father.
We're heading to Auckland Castle. Prince Bishop Beck is gathering his knights there for a tournament.
these people? And all this gold?
Well, well. Here's the girl and her bag of bones.
We love to play.
Oh, you like to play? So do we.
Good! Then play! Win the tournament and you'll buy his freedom.
Lose, and we'll have you and your father.
And your horse for broth.
The tournament begins shortly. It's your only chance.
She will never be allowed to compete.
She won't last a minute.
And he is already lost.
I will compete.
Knights, show your courage with a sword. Show your mastery on horseback.
I will be there. And we may add a few little tricks to make things more entertaining. First combat. Let the blades speak.
Here stands a man ready for war, or ready to sink into the earth.
I am training to be a knight.
Then let's train.
Is that how you plan to win? You can't even stay on your feet.
Oh, girl!
But let's get serious. Or whatever one would call that creature.
She can barely stand. How is she supposed to stay on a horse?
Just a horse. He is my trusty steed.
I've rarely seen such stubbornness in a girl or a horse.
Tournament of Bishop Auckland commence this day, under the high blessing of the illustrious Bishop Beck. May the knights show their valor, and let the bravest compete for honor and glory!
May.
I stand before you to save my father. I have been requested to do this by the Baron's sons. Surely this is enough to accept me as a knight.
A girl in a joust? That's unheard of! What madness is this? What have you done now?
Enough. Prove yourself worthy. And if you fall, at least make it interesting.
Remember, if you lack strength, use your cunning!
Of the Fields is victorious. Let her make her request.
I ask for my father's freedom!
The freedom of your father? But those are not the rules of the tournament. Here is your reward.
Swords? Armor? I have no use for such things. I entered this tournament for one reason only: to free my father. Despite all my efforts, I have been deceived.
Well, life still has its surprises. I have never seen such mastery. This horse, which everyone said was untamable, has become a marvel of obedience and courage. And you, Fina, girl of the fields, have shown a valor that many knights would envy.
My thanks, sire. I am deeply grateful for your kind words. My trusty steed is magnificent, and I know well your fondness for and knowledge of the finest horses. He is all that I possess. I ask no other price than that which the Baron shall demand to restore him to freedom.
Very well, then. My purse, if you please, dear Baron. Here, for you, my lord.
But, my Lord Bishop, a single coin? This horse is worth far more.
Indeed, the horse is worth much more. But since the price rests upon your own judgment, I have merely matched the value you place upon a man's freedom.
But, Bishop,
Unless, of course, you would prefer to raise that price to the measure of your honor. A man thrown in prison for wanting to keep such a horse can only be a keen eye, a great groom. And a girl capable of raising a lost beast to such a level of artistry deserves more than just applause or weapons. Let the man be freed. Let him join my stables, where his watchful eye will guard my steeds. And let his daughter, with her horse, enter my service. For her training skills and her courage will be invaluable to me in the battles to come.
So that was the Trusty Steed show. It lasted for about 30 minutes. It followed a lady whose father was arrested by the Baron. She was only left with a horse that she had to train up. It was an untrainable horse. She trained it up and then won the medieval jousting contest. We're now straight away heading this way to the Lost Feather show. Looks like everybody's going in this direction as well, so I probably won't get a front seat this time. Let's go and see what this show is like. According to the Kynren website, the Lost Feather, excuse me again for reading this, is a breathtaking live-action show featuring more than 250 birds in free flight within a spectacular nest-inspired arena. So this is the arena for the Lost Feather. Pretty impressive. And you've got quite a large waterfall over there as well. It is now 4:15. This show is due to start at 4:30. So it looks like you have about 30 minutes to walk from one section to the other.
Welcome to the Lost Feather. We are about to take flight. And as I've noticed, there's a lot of people waving to their friends and family. So lock eyes with them now and get the waving done. On your marks, get set, go. Wave to all your friends and family. Yeah, mine are down there. Hello. Okay, we need no more waving now, everybody. Because if you're waving your arm in the air in a bird show, it's not the best one.
Fields, perched on rooftops, gliding through gardens. We live alongside them, and yet we forget. They are the last descendants of creatures that appeared on this earth more than 220 million years ago. Today, they are among the most diverse beings on our planet.
I want to feel what they feel up there. The wind, the stoop, the speed.
Hist, Romeo, hist. Oh, for a falconer's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse, and may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where Echo lies, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine. We harnessed its natural skills to become our best hunting companion, and elevated its training to an art. our bird chaperones, from here in Nistan. The sorcerer's magic comes from knowledge of plants and observation. Magicians derive their power from their knowledge of the human senses: sight, hearing, smell. There's no magic, just science, trust, and observation. If you like, let's follow these ravens, the largest of the songbirds.
Ravens are not to be trusted.
The intelligence and adaptability of these members of the family of crows is legendary, but we need not fear it. They are the most faithful messengers and companions, and have been for centuries. Each feather is unique and has been evolving for millions of years since the appearance of the modern bird. The macaw is threatened with extinction due to deforestation and the destruction of its natural habitat. Here in Nistan, it is protected.
The giant of the sky and sea, the Stella's sea eagle.
The quiet world of birds, familiar and seldom seen, we can protect their wild havens, sustain their fragile breath, and help their songs return to the landscapes where they have begun to fade.
So that was the Lost Feathers show. I think it overran by at least 20 minutes. But I guess that's what you get when you have animal actors. They were very unpredictable. Show was good. It did, like I said, it did go on for a little bit. And I'm not sure there's 250 birds in like they described. I'd say maybe about 100 started off with some falcons, then some buzzards, some owls that went around the arena, and quite a few parakeets, macaws, cranes, ducks. But yeah, very enjoyable. We're now going to head over to the Victorian Imaginarium. That was due to start at 5:05. It is now 5:20. Kind of shows how much that potentially overran. I believe the Imaginariums have live actors that you walk through, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess we'll see that in a minute. And the show after that is the Vikings one, which is due to start at 5 to 6 later this evening. Looks like they might be training some birds up over there.
Oh, I like the look of you lot. What's your name? So I'll check if you're on the list. James over there. What's your name?
My name is Mark Owens.
I can't read anyway,
Okay.
so I'll say that you're on the list. You'll come with me. Name's Quinn.
Hi.
Quick fingers, Quinn, or at least that is what the top steps call me anyway. They spend so much time looking down upon all of us that they forget to check what's in their belongings. Anyway, before Jane butts in, I will give you my rules to adhere. The rule: street survival by quick fingers. Rule number 1, never trust anybody who is trying to sell you a miracle it never works out. Rule number 2, don't trust anyone who is smiling near your pockets. Only kidding, quite obviously you don't have two farthings to rub together. Rule number She's terrible.
Do come closer, guests, do come closer. Gather round, let's not be shy. There's no sense in imagining the future from a doorway. Do gather round, come in. That's it, spread out. Plenty of you, plenty of space. Welcome. It takes a while for your eyes to adjust, I'm afraid. I am Professor Frederick Flambard, and welcome to my Imaginarium. Now I can see from your face, sir, you're saying to yourself, what, Professor, is an Imaginarium? Am I right? Well, I'll tell you. Well, it's obviously my library, as you can see. It's also my workspace. And it's where I do a lot of my thinking and inventions. Why have I brought you here today? Well, I'll tell you. Today's topic is tomorrow, the future. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll tell you. Right. I want to present to you my vision for the village of the future. Now, today is 1866, but we need to look beyond that. We do. Now, we are so used to being confined in our houses to small spaces, dirty streets, dirty air. That should change, my friend. That should change. My vision is one of illumination, innovation, and beauty. Yes. Now, today my library is my showroom. It's my showroom of the village of the future, things which are yet to come. So, I would like you to spend a little bit of time having a look around. You may have a look at curiosities in my shop windows. You may choose to visit young Mr. Birch. Are you there? Yes, Miss Birch. Yes, you could visit Birch and Birch, and they're going to be very willing to sell you some products, I'm sure. Yes, yes. But let me just give you one piece of advice. Yes. Should you wish to visit my other guests in the garden, just to this door, word warning though, lots of lovely people out there. The Hawthorne sisters in particular. Lovely ladies. Awful lot. Dressed funny, but brilliant. I have to also say that my late wife's cat, Ambrosia, has fallen asleep somewhere here. Oh, I must say, my late wife, it's just that she's not here yet, that's all. Please, enjoy, have a look round, visit Birch and Birch. Are you still awake, the Birches? Good. I'll just be at my desk if you want to ask any questions. Feel free, rouse, because tomorrow awaits. Thank you.
Candles, books, or broken biscuits?
Oh my goodness! He's on the road! Yes! You play so famous! You play so
Missed.
Afternoon, everyone. How are we doing?
Hello.
Come on through. Enjoy the flowers.
Okay.
Be careful of your pockets. We've got a pickpocket flying around.
Oh, watch out.
Causing mischief.
Okay, thank you.
Later.
So apparently there's a pickpocket flying around, so I'll keep my eyes out for them.
Her name's Gertie, and one way to attract her is by being a chicken yourself. You can do that. Exactly, perfect, sir. Perfect. Do enjoy the rest of your walk, and if you see a chicken, let me know. If you meet any interesting guests today.
Couple of sisters over there, quite colourful factors.
From Adelaide.
Absolutely.
They body.
No, nothing more.
And they are very kind of touched. Sometimes they can be quite good.
That looks like we've just finished in the Victorian Imaginarium. That was a really good show, actually. Well, it's not an individual show. There's a number of live actors throughout the area, starting in that initial room with a professor, I think he was, went into some shops, which actually sold real things. So if you wanted to make a purchase in there of some sweets, you can do that. Came out, saw two sisters doing a ring toss, then carried on walking through the garden. Everybody really well themed, really well acted. That was quite an enjoyable place to go. Looks like there's actually a line to go in now. So I was pretty lucky. That was pretty much the first person to go in there. So once the lost feather let out, I pretty much came out there first, went straight into the Victorian Imaginariums. Now there's a very long line to go in there, which I imagine they do have to limit it so you can walk through. Really enjoyed that. Next up is the Viking village. So this is the land of the Vikings here. Looks like people are already lined up to go in there once this opens as well, which should be in about 10 minutes time. Looks like I've made it for the front row here as well at the land of the Vikings.
Frozen fjords, unceasing winds, and gods who demanded high. They took to the sea, not to flee, but to live. They left the ice behind for greener pastures. In England, they planted their sword from the earth, and the land in return gave them food, gave them family, gave them freedom. When the fire dies down, the war forgets its name. But the men they left behind remember iron forged in flame, the story of a fire that destroys, and a fire that enlightens. This is the story of the sons of the North. In the North, where the sea strikes the rocks and the fire warms the soul, a new life has just been born.
My son was born from the womb of the North. His cry has weathered the storm. I present him to the clan and to the gods. May this water sharpen his mind. May this fire illuminate his path. May the gods recognize him. Before the sacred fire, before the eyes of Odin, before the watching ancestors, this child receives his name. Scan Eriksson, son of fire, son of the clan.
I've taken everything, burnt it all. Our houses are nothing but ashes. Our children and women thrown into the flames.
Who would do this?
The Vikings!
We are all Vikings!
But we are not like them. Fire doesn't choose its own path, but whoever lights it must answer for what it burns.
Burnt villages, screams in the night, brothers against brothers. How can our people attack their home?
Maybe they're not one of us anymore. Perhaps hunger or the gods have robbed them of their reason. Or maybe they obey another leader, one who seduces them with dreams of endless Valhalla.
Valhalla is not for those who burn their brothers.
So what do we do?
You can't escape from your shadow. You must face it. The fire of the North is quenched. If you do not, it comes to consume.
What you were! Vikings, like us! Dragons of the sea! Now you plow the land like a serf! And you still call yourself a Viking? People of clay! People without seed! Choose life! Our ancestors and our gods do not demand a future! They demand glory! They demand... sea does not feed our children. The land of England has given us bread. You've weakened, I've grown. For him, for my son, peace is a tomb without honor. Odin only welcomes those who fight. You confuse glory with ashes. Die, traitor! You strike your own blood. This medallion was my uncle's. You are of my blood. I came to burn this village, and I find my family. May the gods judge me.
It is we who decide what we do. You have chosen wrath and destruction, but there are other ways to test a Viking's resolve. A fire can turn all it touches to ash, but it can also forge something new. It can light a path, but it is a path that you must choose.
That is shameful. Let those who want to leave for other horizons take to the sea, and those who want to build, let them stay here. One blood, one man, one sea.
Other songs rise up, songs of plowing, of harvest, of peace. The fire of the north has not disappeared. It has subsided. It burns in the hearts and the hearts of each and every clan.
War taken from them. Life, memory, and peace. Those who envy the book lay down their axes at the land of the blood. The sons of Odin mingled their blood and back body. Together, they would solve a new world. Fire forged the world. Blood nourished the earth, and fire became light. Thus ends the age of conquest. Thus begins the age of men.
So that was the Land of the Vikings. Very, very good show. Very, very, I'm going to say violent because it is just make-believe, but really good action scenes in there. It lasted for maybe 20 minutes, but really good. Really good. Enjoyed that one. I'm going to say equal favourite so far with the horse one right at the very beginning. And now I'm going to head over this direction and go to The Legend of the Were, I think it's called. According to the website, so I'm reading the descriptions again, The Legend of the Were is a dramatic retelling of the legendary lambton worn on a vast lakeside stage. So I don't really know what to expect on that, apart from it's going to be on a lakeside stage. But I guess we're going to find out in a minute. So I've made it to the Legends of the Were. Yes, like every show so far, I'm in the front row, as usual. I think it's due to start in just a few minutes' time. And this is my view. Let's see what the show's going to be about.
Stories have been told by the fireside in homes across the north of England. Tales that combine fear and fantasy, drama and violence, good and evil, and a hint of the magic that some say survives to the present day. And it's here, today, that one of these legends comes to life. Norman, Bishop of Durham, and, you're welcome, contributor to the recently published Doomsday Book. The year is 1100. The place is one of the charming fishing villages of my bishopric, situated along the River Wear. It is also a story, not about me. This is John, a beacon of bravery and ingenuity. And as our tale begins, John is helping me onto the next stage of my journey. For word has reached Durham that my great friend, King William Rufus,
has been killed in a hunting accident, and in the scramble for a successor, his brother Henry has emerged as a combatant for the throne. I must ride south, for who knows how the succession might go without my charm, intellect, and... Thank you, John. I believe your steed is now fully equipped for the ride south. May the king greet you with open arms. Whichever king that may be, by the time I arrive. God bless your generosity. Oh, I see. I entrust you with this, powerful and precious sword to protect yourself and to protect your wonderful village.
Perhaps some coins to go... Miriam? Theodore!
He likes the sound of his own voice, doesn't he?
Rumours of things on the outskirts of the village.
You are too superstitious.
And you are too carefree.
You're funny.
You're an easy target.
Well, I'm John.
Elizabeth,
I've not seen you before.
I am not welcome in the village.
Ah, because...
My staff is not meant to be used as a fishing rod. But could you teach me?
She's going to use her magic on us!
Stay back! Go on, get out of here! You're not welcome!
A different strategy. Miriam?
Must I?
How tall is the Tower of London?
88 feet at its tallest.
Then the bishop may be able to climb down a rope to safety.
Yes, but how would we get a rope to him?
Theodore, what is the only thing jailers love more than their king?
Why?
Then I suggest we give them exactly what they want. A special delivery for Bishop Flambard from his bishopric, a flagon of wine to help him through these difficult times.
And hidden within it, a coil of rope.
While his jailers grow merry on wine, the bishop uses the rope to escape out the window, where I will be waiting for him. Bishop! Miriam! The plan worked! The jailers couldn't resist the wine, and Bishop Flambard climbed down the rope and onto my waiting horse.
John!
As we speak, the bishop is on his way to the safety of France and the king's brother, Robert. Not only that, but I've sent him there with 2 new barrels, one containing his most precious riches, the other containing his elderly mother. She was very noisy. Can I get 3 cheers for our bishop's safe delivery to sanctuary?
John, look around you!
Oh, what happened? What caused this chaos?
There's something in the water. A tail!
And presumably something attached to the tail.
Friends, she is controlling this.
The witch.
We must destroy her!
No! Wait!
is who you believe I am.
Not me. Without her, she is helpless. We can end this.
I should have chosen the path of peace instead of...
Nearly drowning me?
Destroying my lighthouse? I can rebuild your lighthouse. I can be an ally. Thanks to you. But you will need something stronger than that next time there is an attack on the village. I thought we shipped him off to France.
And so our story ends. The worm has been defeated. The witch has been welcomed into the fold. And I have made it safely to France, where I will help the king's brother launch a mildly unsuccessful challenge to the throne. Don't worry, I get a full pardon and am welcomed back to my bishopric, where I live out the rest of my days in leisure. As for our plucky villagers, Miriam would complete her lighthouse and many more structures to ensure the growth of this little hamlet into a thriving waterside town. Theodore would become one of the region's most fierce warriors, before dying after pricking his finger on a nail. What? This sword will become known as the Conyers Falchion, and will be passed from bishop to bishop as a sign of protection for the inhabitants of this region. It will be one of the treasures of Durham Cathedral, and John and Elizabeth will have a lifelong friendship. Him as the courageous leader of the community, her as the wise counsel who could help in times of need. And thus ends our tale, one that proves that the only thing more courageous than facing your enemy is welcoming them as a friend.
That is going to be the final show of the Storied Lands part of this video. The next show is going to be later this evening, which is the original Kynren show, which has those 1,000 actors on a 7.5 acre stage. What I'm going to do now, though, I'm going to head over to Archer's Hall, because the Time Traveller's Feast is going to be starting in 15 minutes. And I'm going to be honest, that's probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most today. I have made it into the Time Traveller's Feast. Outside, it's almost like a wedding reception, so your name is against a certain table. I'm on table 7 today. I've got the menu. Is it it? The Time Traveller's Feast menu. Lots of things on the menu. Really looking forward to this.
May I sit here?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Table this evening. It gives us great pleasure to see so many distinguished guests and companions gathered in such fine company. Tonight, let us see the cares and burdens of the day set aside, and its forth be filled instead with those fellowship, lively conversation, and the spirit of celebration. Let old friendships be new, and new acquaintances be made. And memorable moments to be shared by all. So, raise your cups with us then. To prosperity, to friendship, to good fortune, and to the continued strength of our great kingdom. Let the conversations and wine flow freely, and enjoy the feast. Let the banquet begin.
of the books with the fire in our hearts, that's in our blood, and the hunger in our bellies. The past hours have indeed filled you with great joy. Hours have indeed passed. Like so many other courteous guests that go before you, time has passed through this great hall with remarkable grace. But soon, our evening will draw to a close. Now, I have recorded some of tonight's events in my timekeeper's journal. I'm sure that you all agree with me that we have shared good company. Oh, you could do better than that. Good company! Fine conversation! And no small measure of merriment, I'm sure. Yet time that most punctual of masters waits for no one. Observe the hands of a clock, how consistently and steadily they proceed upon their course. They remind us that every feast, every celebration, and indeed every pleasant hour was one day equals to the next. Let us therefore cherish the moments we had this evening and carry with them as we leave this place. So I invite you to enjoy the final moments as you eat your dessert. I would like to ask you to do one thing. Perhaps turn to the person near you or next to you and just tell them how much you enjoy their company this evening. Something on your door, Trusty Steed. I'm taught this evening to a close, but I'd like your adventure continues as we invite you to watch Kynren.
I've had better.
Remember, it is the story of us. Enjoy.
So that was the Time Traveller's Feast. I couldn't speak to the camera at all during that because it was a communal table. I was sitting next to maybe about 15 to 20 people on our table. Had some really good conversations with a guy next to me called Phil. He works for the Travelling Telegraph online magazine. So we talked about travel pretty much the whole time. Really good food. So the first course was a plate of meat, which was a Tudor feast. So they had like pork pie meat. They had some pepperonis, Viking course in the middle. So the main course was like a big slab of beef, some potatoes and a salad. And for dessert, we had Victoria sponge, some macaroons and also some Battenberg. Really nice, really recommended. I'm not sure what the price would be if I was paying for it. But like I said, I have been invited here today as part of their media event. So I have not to pay for anything. And I'm also not getting paid either, just for full disclosure. But I will put what the cost is down here on the screen somewhere. Next, starting in about only 10 minutes time, or 15 minutes time at 9:15, is going to be the main event. Kynren Night Show itself. Back there where we saw the Steed show, the horse show earlier today. I reckon it'll be a lot more full than it was earlier. Yeah, let's head and get our seats. And actually, just thinking about it, before I head in there, it might be a good opportunity to promote my Instagram channel. These videos normally take me weeks or even months to edit and upload to YouTube. So if you want to see where I am, when I am, if you follow me on Instagram at Travel Shorts, I post live story updates from wherever I am around the world. Promotional message over. So wherever you sit in the auditorium, it's pre-booked. So I'm going to be going through doors 15 and 16. I'm in row Q and I'm seat 115, which means I'm going to be going through that door just by there. So I've made it into the auditorium. This is where my seat. I'm quite close in the front. You see it goes quite far back here. These are the VIP seats, so you're quite comfortable. Last time I came last year, I was, I think, right over there in the top corner pretty much, because I booked really late on in the season. It already pretty much sold out. So these seats are really, really good. Really great view of the stage area. When I say the stage area, it's the field in front of us. So this is what I'm talking about when I say the stage. It's all the way over here. I believe it's 7.5 acres. It even goes as far as that building over there.
We're extremely proud to present Kynren, an epic tale of England. Tonight, you will be immersed in myth, legend and history as we go on a 2,000-year journey into British history. The journey seen through the eyes of the Northeast, a place so dear to our hearts. Professionally trained volunteers from our community, the people we call archers, join together to bring to life this spectacle. They're the people in red who welcomed you this evening. They're the cast on stage or on horseback, and they're all the crews backstage. If you see anything you like, feel free to cheer. The animals love the applause almost as much as the archers do. Now, sit back and enjoy your adventure. Welcome to Kynren. This is the story of us.
This seat of Mars, this other Eden, demi-paradise, this fortress built by nature for herself.
Great seals from this striker from Bishop Auckland. He's full and gone. He hits. And go!
Oh! You scoundrel! Look at what you've done! You've smashed my window!
Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Arthur!
Yes, sir?
Oh, clean up this mess and repair the window at once! Oh, I'm too old for this nonsense.
Moss!
You're obviously a very clever young man, Arthur. Perhaps I will let you in on a secret.
Yes, I want to know a secret.
Now, this secret is not for the meek-hearted.
Meek? I'm as brave as a lion, as smart as a fox.
I believe you are, young Arthur. Come, follow me. I will tell you the secret of the River Weir. It's the secret of travelling through time.
Travelling through time?
Tonight, at midnight, sit by the water's edge and count backwards from 12. This will conjure a time portal, a gatehouse. It'll be open for only a few precious moments, so move with haste.
She was right. There is a hole in the river.
Now be quick. Time is of the essence. Beware never to interfere in the events of history. Never stay anywhere too long, or you could become trapped in time forever. Come back from your quest with the knowledge of who you are and where you come from. And promise that you will obey these rules.
I will.
Godspeed, young Arthur.
Godspeed, old Arthur.
Oh no, it actually works. Where on earth am I? And who are you?
I am Joseph of Arimathea. I come from the land of the Holy Thorn to spread the gospel to God's children in Britain.
And that gold chalice you're holding, is it for Holy Grail?
Yes, it was used to collect the most precious blood of Christ. I plant this staff in the water and earth to become the immortal thorn tree.
So this is Glastonbury.
Who was that woman?
She is our mother, Boudica, Queen of the Iceni, leader of the rebellion against the Romans. You must journey south to join the battle. Here!
News of the arrival of the great Emperor Constantine, the first Christian of his name, the defender of Hadrian's Wall, a vanquisher of the Franks, Picts, and Goths. And a gladiator contest is to be held in this halls of Winchester.
All Roman centurions must prove their mettle to remain here as guardians of the northern borders.
Constantine, make me one of your centurions here in Winchester. This is my home. I will defend it well.
I have brought the fiercest gladiators from across the empire to test my centurions. Why would I waste time on a mere boy?
I can prove that I am worthy. Test me and behold the strength of a true British centurion.
Very well then. Dispatch the gladiators. My gold signet ring to the victor.
Here where my work is done. Here where my dearest dead are laid. My wife and son. Here where time, custom, grief and toil, age, memory, service, love have rooted me in British soil. How can I remove?
And I smell the sea. Where am I now?
Lindisfarne. Now out of my way, little man. I've got work to do.
Lindisfarne. Ah, St. Cuthbert. And the famous Gospels.
Cuthbert is long gone, but over in Jarrow is a monk named Bede. He knows all about him.
So these children must be little Angles.
Non Angli sunt sed angeli. As Pope Gregory said long ago, they are not angles, but angels.
That's him. That's St. Cuthbert. The Bishop of the Swans and the Seagulls. He will become our patron saint.
See that flame in the sky? The men say it's a good omen.
It must be Halley's Comet, the only comet you can see with the naked eye.
Who's Halley? What's a comet?
Oh, never mind. Is this the year 1066?
Yeah? Why?
Oh no, then it's a bad omen for the Anglo-Saxons.
Harold Godwinson of the Anglo-Saxons, swear to end once and for all the Viking scourge of Harold Hardrada.
King Harold, I have come to claim the Kingdom of England, which is legitimately mine.
Since Bishop of Durham, confide to you that there are two rulers of England, namely the Lord King, who wears the crown, and me, God's humble servant, who wears the mitre. My prowess at repelling the Scots on the borders is legendary. The castle I built in Bishop Auckland will be my legacy, and my chastity is matched only by my modesty.
take Excalibur. It is your destiny. Now, go in your quest, Arthur. You will be a king. King Arthur.
Well, Arthur, we must believe you. The code of chivalry requires that knights must speak the truth. Tell us more about your quest.
My quest is to discover who I am and where I come from.
Ah, a quest for Kynren.
Kynren? What is Kynren?
Kynren is the ancient Saxon word meaning generations. Kynren is who your people were in the past, who you are in the present, and who you choose to become in the future. Young Arthur, protect the defenseless, live with honor, inspire hope, and achieve glory.
Good Queen Bess.
The Virgin Queen.
And all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. Your Majesty, it seems that you want to make a Midsummer Night's Dream. Then welcome to our world. You'll see that it is of dreams and shadows, yet it speaks the truth, more true than the truth.
Charles believes in the divine right of kings to govern according to his own whims.
There's growing opposition to Charles's policies in the House of Commons.
Need nor will tolerate an absolute monarch.
He is a tyrant, and he must be stopped.
These divisions are tearing this country apart.
All over England.
There's to be an execution. I, Bishop Trevor, declare the grounds of Auckland Castle open to all for a harvest festival. These masterpieces will hang in the long dining room of the castle as my statement of support for the disenfranchised peoples of this land.
Noisy steam locomotives coming near my beautiful pub.
But the new locomotive is so much more powerful than horses. And it won't come through your park.
Gold.
The line will start at the coal pits in Witten Park. And the locomotives will run on the flatter section of the route from Shildon to Stockton.
The northeast was the engine of the Industrial Revolution.
Father, there have been so many lives lost. Where should we take them?
Take them to Durham. Take them to the cathedral.
It's too complicated to explain.
Where is that accent from, young man?
I'm from Bishop Auckland, in County Durham.
Is that so? Never heard of it.
You may not have heard of it, but the coal from my hometown will keep Queen Victoria warm tonight.
Are engaged in the attempt to win the parliamentary vote for the women of the country.
Day must dawn. Please come home to me safely the moment this war is over. Love, your adoring wife.
On it depends our own British life and the long continuity of our institutions and our empire. The whole fury and might of the enemy must very soon be turned on us. Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war.
We met here not long ago.
You must be one of my time travellers.
Yes, you sent me on a quest to discover who I am and where I come from. I have seen incredible things on my journey. I've witnessed our nation rise from the ashes of war and never neglect to care for our own. I've celebrated England's victories and suffered our heartaches. Most of those heartaches were also on the football pitch.
Young Arthur.
Godspeed, old Arthur.
So that was the final show here at Kynren, the epic tale of England. Really, really good show. I think it lasted for about an hour and 40 minutes. So it's a feature-length show here. Like I mentioned earlier, it's about 1,000 actors who take part in it. They're all volunteers. Highly recommended. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to zoom to my car to try and get ahead of all this crowd here. And I will continue this conversation when I get to my hotel, which is about 30 minutes down the road. And the reason why I'm zooming to my car now and continue this video when I get to the hotel, when I was here last year, it took about an hour to get out of the car park. I do think there's a lot less people here this time because this is a media preview event and also the families, the volunteers. So it was a lot less people. That auditorium, that arena wasn't as busy as it was last year. But I'm still going to try and get in the car as soon as possible and drive away. And for anybody that does want some souvenirs here at Kynren, that is the gift shop over there. I did walk through it on my way into the event earlier today. Here's a little bit of video from there so you can see what they have on sale. I have made it to my hotel. Like I said, this was about a 25-minute drive from Kynren, heading north. And there's a reason I'm heading north rather than south back home is because tomorrow I'm going to be heading out to Beamish because I have an annual pass there. Anyway, my final summary of Kynren, I really enjoyed it. So this was the first time I've ever been to Storied Land. In fact, this is the first day that the Storied Land is actually operating. This is the previews, so I do think they're ironing out a few of the wrinkles and getting things ready for next week when they're officially open to the public. I do think some of the timings between each area do need to be tweaked a little bit because we were leaving some quite late compared with what the timetable was, but apart from that, really enjoyed it, would recommend it. And of course, the very final event of the evening, Kynren show itself, which has now been going for I think maybe 11 years, because I'm sure last year when we came it was the 10th anniversary. Really good. They do try to mix it up every year, so some of the scenes in tonight's performance was different than what I saw last time when I came with my son Matthew and daughter Holly. And I would like to say thanks again for Kynren for inviting me to their media preview event. That was really appreciated. But I think I'm going to end this video here. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you're new here, my name's Mark and I make travel and theme park videos from around the world. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please think about liking, subscribing and hitting that notification bell button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.